Hello, my name is Pavel. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be watching the scariest movie of 2024, according to like 3 people on Twitter. So, Longlegs has been taking over this summer. Everybody knows about Longlegs. Everybody has been saying it's the scariest movie ever made, blah, 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 blah. But I've heard about this one movie that's been creeping up slowly on Twitter and on Instagram and on Letterboxd, and that movie is Oddity. I've heard a lot of people say that it's incredibly scary and that it's gone under the radar because of how popular Longlegs has been. Even Mike Flanagan, an incredible horror director, said it's the scariest movie of 2024, and I trust him. And today I'm going to see if Oddity is actually the scariest movie of 2024 because I know nothing about it, and usually whenever I know nothing about movies, it either goes 2 ways. Either I absolutely love it or absolutely hate it, and today I'm going to find out if Oddity is the scariest movie of 2024, and I'm extremely excited because if you know me, I love good horror, so I hope this does not disappoint me. It's almost spooky season, so I feel like this is going to be like the perfect movie for today's mood because it is depressing outside and I need something kind of scary, so I hope this ticks all the boxes. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to go watch Oddity and let's see if it's scary. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Boo! Sorry. I'll actually review the movie now. Sorry. Okay, review hat is on and I'm not even gonna like wait or listen. This is definitely the most dreadful, and I mean that as a compliment, terrifying movie of the year. Oddity, I did not expect that to terrify me as much as it did because I was watching this on the sofa, genuinely doing this with my t-shirt, hiding my eyes because how effective, although it is rather simple, this movie, this was absolutely incredible. I feel like I have so much to say, but it's also a movie that has so much, but so little that it's difficult to actually commentate on it. And I know when I say that, that makes no sense, but I highly encourage you to just go sit down and watch Oddity, knowing nothing about the movie like now instead of listening to me talk about it because I knew nothing about this movie, and this is like one of the best surprises of 2024. I'm so glad I randomly stumbled across this on like Letterboxd because we've heard like Longlegs kind of like overshadow the entire like movie space. Like everybody has been talking about Longlegs, and whilst Longlegs is incredible, it's not a horror movie, I suppose. It's more like a mystery thriller, kind of like almost a crime movie. But this movie in every way is a horror slash thriller, and it is so effective and it works so well. So I highly encourage you to go watch Oddity before I start speaking about this movie because that was so like incredible. So go watch it. After the brutal murder of her twin sister, Darcy goes after those responsible by using haunted items as her tools for revenge. And listen, the thing that really works with this movie that I just did not expect is that we see this big wooden kind of like mannequin that we see Darcy use to communicate with her late sister Danny. And the thing is, in a lot of horror movies, there's like a build up. We're like, ooh, what's this gonna be? Is it gonna pop out of this? We're always waiting to see the scary thing. But the thing that Oddity does right is that it always has this wooden mannequin in front of us. She brings it into the house, and every single time we see it, although it looks a little bit different, we're shocked, we are terrified, and it's so simple because it's just this wooden thing that is sitting at the table, but every single time we see it at the corner of our eye or in the background or he just skims past it, we're like, did that just move? Did that just, what is going on? And I love that it kind of like subverted what we usually see in horror movies, and that works so well. And I have so many positive things to say. This is definitely hands down the best horror movie I've seen all year from 2024 by miles. So, I am home alone. It is super gloomy outside. My curtains are closed. It is one of those days where you just want to be at home and watch movies, but also the fact that this is a movie about a woman, Danny, who's renovating this beautiful house in Ireland. Let's go. She's renovating this beautiful house in Ireland, And while she's doing it, it is very, very creepy, is very gloomy, and guess what? She gets anti-lived in her house, and it is terrifying. You know, whenever this movie started, I was like, oh, I really hope it's not one of those movies like The Coffee Table, because I remember watching that and everybody saying, it's the scariest movie that's ever, blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't scary. And at the start, I kind of thought, oh no, this is going to be one of those. It wasn't, because the movie starts off and you think you know where it's going to go. And although it is a very simple concept, we see somebody get killed, we see the twin sister trying to figure out who it is, and she's trying to communicate with the dad and trying to piece together the story, and then we have other characters who may or may not be the killers. It's very, very simple. But the great thing about this movie is how it's structured. It jumps between the past and the present, and you're always piecing together stories, and you're always trying to piece together information. And whilst you're doing that, your opinion on so many characters change. But whilst you're building your information, you're still getting a very coherent story, and I really, really like that. Because I feel like in a lot of horror movies, we only get to piece together everything at the very end, and we're like, oh, that made sense. But in this movie, although there's mystery in every single scene, in every like 10 minutes, there's something slowly unraveled. There's something that makes us like a bit confused, and we're like, what is actually going on? We still are able to appreciate the story, and the story kind of makes sense. I don't know if I make sense when I'm saying that. I guess as things unravel, you just get more depth to the story whilst already appreciating the story as it is. And as the movie starts, as I said, we have really good tone. The setup is very quick. We know that this woman, Danny, is in danger, and she is in danger, and I would absolutely hate to be in her position. The house, listen, this house that I had set in Cork in Ireland, it is, oh my god, absolutely beautiful, but I would hate for it to be like stormy outside, and you're renovating this entire house by yourself, sleeping in a tent. I'm scared in this house by myself. I live in an apartment, I have neighbors, and it's bright outside, and I'm still terrified after watching that movie. How would you feel if you were in the middle of nowhere, Cork in Ireland, in this beautiful house, all on your own, sleeping in a tent? I would be terrified, and I was terrified watching this. But one of the greatest things about this movie is how terrifying it is. This video is going to be called something like the scariest movie of 2024, and it is so true. Every time you get scared, it is just justified. As I said earlier, we always see this horror, but in the midst of that, we do get some shocks and kind of like jump scares, but everything is paid off and it adds to the story. They're not cheap. I think a horror movie, when there's like somebody trying to figure out what happened to their family, and whenever there's like kind of like this grief that is present and trying to understand why a certain death happened, I feel like if it's done right, it pays off, because it's also emotional and heartbreaking, but also terrifying. So it's like, it's a combination of so many incredible things, and this movie is able to tick so many boxes. And why are people not talking about this movie, especially in Ireland? I follow so many people from Ireland and nobody's talking about this movie. This is such an achievement for, I don't even know if it's directed by an Irish person, but it's filmed in Ireland. There's so many Irish actors. It's incredible. People should be so proud of this movie, but I'm not hearing a lot of discourse about this movie. It's all long legs and long legs. And as I said, they're separate movies, and we, in a way, shouldn't be competing them. Longlegs has just been overtaking everything, and this movie really deserves more praise because it is terrifying. It is so mysterious. The acting is great. The setup is great, but it's so simple and it works so well. It's like 98 minutes long, and it's truly scary. It is absolutely everything that you would want in a horror movie, and it literally got me talking to the TV, and it terrified me so much. I'm going to be thinking about this movie for such a long time, and that is such a compliment to give to a movie. It's absolutely incredible. And you know, whenever I watch a movie that's set in Ireland and being like, oh, that's not too far away from me, whilst Cork is absolute, like, I'm right here, Cork is down here, doesn't really matter. It always makes me want to act. And whenever I was watching this, I was like, damn, I would just love to be in a movie like this, because I would give it my all and it would just be such a dream. So I think this movie for me is extremely motivational, and in every way I think it's absolutely incredible. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's that good. Like, this movie is honestly that good. So ultimately, what I have to say is that you need to go watch Oddity if you enjoy horror movies. If you want to watch something absolutely great, then go watch Oddity. It's on Shudder. It's probably streaming somewhere else. I don't really know, but please go watch this movie. And if you do, let me know what you thought about it, because as you can tell, I absolutely loved it. And I can't wait to see what this director is going to make, because yeah, it's gonna be great if it's anything like this, and if it's any better, then I'm so there. But this is definitely the scariest movie of 2024. It is so good, and I highly encourage you to go check it out. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.